So we have seen like Tableau CRM. Okay, so let's go to so how can I use, let's suppose one new guy joined in my organization and he wants to have access to Tableau CRM. That is nothing but tension analytics. Okay, and you know how to create a new user. Okay, so how to create a new user? So you need to go to users and you need to click on the new you need to go to users and you need to click on new user. So then you need to fill his basic first name, last name, email ID. Okay, so his manager, if you want to select, you can actually create. Okay, so this is how you need to uh, create. Okay, so once you click on save, so it will actually automatically generate create new password. Mail will be triggered to that user and we need to click on email link that he will get on as we say, as soon as we save, he will get an email notification. Okay, that we have done with the Anil or Akil someone. Okay, so we actually created a user. Okay, so once we do these things, okay, you will not get directly Analytics access. Okay, you will just simply able to log into this org. Okay, so let's suppose if you want to have, if that guy, that particular newly created guy wants to have access to Tableau CRM also, he need to be assigned with the new special permission set called uh, CRM. Currently this product is known as CRM Analytics actually. So in interviews that the people will be asking you that what is the permission set, what is the permission set you will be assigning to that newly created users, so that they will be able to access the Tableau CRM. Okay, so you should be able to tell these permission sets. Okay, so let me know guys if I'm going to speed. So since this topic is already discussed, I'm just recapping. Okay, so let me know if I'm going too fast. Then so if it is a new topic, then I'll go slow. So it's an old topic only, so I'm just recapping. Okay, so what is the permission set that assign? Okay, so CRM Analytics platform user, CRM Analytics plus admin. Okay, so what is the CRM Analytics plus? We should have this CRM Analytics plus admin. Okay, see, if you assign CRM Analytics platform user only, so it's like more of they can use it but they cannot create any new things. Okay, so it's more of like system see admin is like more of system admin part, so you can actually create, modify, delete, all those things. Okay, so let's suppose in some cases people will only consume the dashboards, they will not create anything. Okay, so in such cases it's enough if you give this permission set, CRM Analytics platform user is enough. Okay, let's suppose if you want fellow developer, your fellow developer who would like to develop other dashboards along with you, then you need to give the CRM Analytics plus admin. Okay, so remember that one. Okay, so then demo permission set is actually that new permission set that I have assigned. uh, I mean to make to demonstrate what is how to assign permission sets. Okay, we have created one dummy permission set and assigned to this user. Okay, so I hope you remember we have done it almost 15 days back or 20 days back. Okay, so event monitoring Analytics admin, there's a different permission set that I will explain you later. Okay, so for any user, if that particular newly created user wants to have access to Tableau CRM, then we need to assign that CRM Analytics plus admin by default. Okay, so what does this permission set contains? Okay, asli permission set lemuntadante, so you just need to go to there. Okay, so click on this permission set. Okay, see I actually opened this one in the first initial classes itself, but I didn't explain it further because it's too early to explain those concepts. Okay, so you can actually assign. See, if you want to see who are all the users who is having access to this permission set, so you can actually click on manage assignments. Okay, so it will actually show you who is the users who already have access to this one. Okay, so these two users. Okay, so admin event and Prithvi Naidu are having access to this permission set. Okay, if you want to assign this permission set to more users, you need to click on add assignments. Okay, so let's suppose you have created new user, so you need to select that new user and click on assign. Okay, got it, right? So then click on done. So this guy is actually inactive, so this guy is actually inactive. How it is saying that this guy is actually inactive? So if you open this user, so active checkbox will be disabled. Okay, inactive user ante ante, so active and checkbox disable ante, so that will say that guy is inactive user. Okay, so we can assign any permission set only to active. So okay, so inactive user some box disabled. Okay, so I'll show you that. So that's how you can actually assign it. Okay, remember that. Okay, so you can actually assign something like that. Okay, so got it right? So how to assign permission set? So what all things that we'll be having in permission set? You can asli permission set leme untayandi, we'll see them. Okay, so event admin and user, so he's actually inactive user. Okay, so if you click on user details, so active and checkbox user details checkbox uncheck anamata. So that's the reason uh, it is showing it as inactive. Okay, let's why we need to inactivate any user. Okay, let's suppose mana use arg lo edana user organization left ayadu, so I don't want that user to access our arg. Okay, so అలాంటప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే, so we'll come to this user and we'll edit it, and each active check box normal ga check box untadi, then we'll actually uncheck it. Okay, so that's the reason. So if you uncheck it, this user will not be able to access this arg anymore. Okay, remember that fact. Okay, so ఈ అసలు ఈ అన్షియల్ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ లో ఏముంటదంటే, సో లెట్స్ కమ్ బ్యాక్. అర్థమైందా అండి? సో ఒక పర్మిషన్ సెట్ ఒక యూజర్ కి ఎలా అసైన్ చేయాలో, సో మేనేజ్ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ లోకి వెళ్ళి, so we can actually assign that. Okay, so remember this point. So let me open this, and so CRM Analytics plus admin. Okay, so ఇక్కడ సిస్టమ్ పర్మిషన్స్, ఫ్లో యాక్సెస్, కస్టమ్ మెటా డేటా, కస్టమ్ సెట్టింగ్స్, డెఫినేషన్స్ ఇవన్నీ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో సి this is a basic introduction about, I mean basic details about this permission set. Okay, so click on the system permissions. Okay, see ఈ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ లో ఏమేం పర్మిషన్స్ ఉన్నాయి మనకి, సిస్టమ్ పర్మిషన్స్ అనేది మనకు తెలుస్తుంది అన్నమాట. ఓకే, see whoever is having access to this CRM Analytics plus admin permissions, that they will be having access to this privileges. Okay, so this guy can be able to add CRM Analytics to remote connections, add recipients to CRM Analytics notifications, అంటే notifications ని enable చేయొచ్చు. So he can actually deploy and manage ancient discovery predictions, can run ancient discovery reports, he can create, అంటే ఈ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ అసైన్ చేసామంటే, సో ఈ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ అసైన్ చేసామంటే ఆ పర్మిషన్ సెట్ ఎవరికైతే ఉందో, సో దే విల్ బి ఏబుల్ టు పర్ఫార్మ్ ఆల్ దీస్ యాక్షన్స్. ఓకే, సో దే కెన్ యూజ్ ancient discovery, they can use CRM Analytics, they can share ancient discovery stories. Okay, so they cannot subscribe to CRM Analytics assets because it has been disabled. Okay, they can manage CRM Analytics, they can manage custom apps. Okay, so maps, so they can edit data set recipes. So there are the things that they can do. Okay, so they can create and edit the recipes using different source data. అర్థమవుతుందా? సో దిస్ is what permission set means. Okay, see by default గా ప్రొఫైల్ అనేది మ్యాండేటరీ అండి ఎన్ని యూజర్ కి. సో ఆన్ టాప్ ఆఫ్ ఇట్, సో పర్మిషన్ సెట్ is actually optional. So profile is actually mandatory, and profile will tells what tab, what app. Okay, so okay, so what for what object records you can actually create. So అవన్నీ చెప్పేదే ప్రొఫైల్ అన్నమాట. ఓకే, on top of it, if you want to assign any extra privileges, then we'll actually assign them in a permission set assignment. Okay, hope you are clear with this now. Okay, so let me know if you are not clear, guys, please let me know. అర్థమైందా అండి? సో అంటే కొత్త యూజర్ కి పర్మిషన్ సెట్ ఏం అసైన్ చేయాలి, ఓకేనా, అసైన్ చేయకపోతే ఏమవుతుంది, సో అసలు పర్మిషన్ సెట్ మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, ఓకేనా. సో ఒక కొత్త అంటే అదే పర్మిషన్ సెట్ డిఫరెంట్ యూజర్స్ కి ఎలా అసైన్ చేయాలి. ఓకే, ఆర్ యు క్లియర్ సో ఫార్? హలో, yeah, so please practice on top of it, guys. Okay, so now let's move further. So in yesterday's class, I'll come back to analytics now. So in yesterday's class we discussed about the different transformations that Salesforce recipe offers. Okay, so if you click on data manager, so data manager is a place where we actually see the jobs monitor, where we can actually create the recipes. Okay, so where we can actually see the having old data manager. Okay, so that's we got see this new data manager got very recently. So prior to that one we had old data manager. Okay, so my network is slow, so bear with it. Okay, so why I'm getting something like this. Okay, so this is the data manager. So here I can actually monitor the jobs. So if you want to see only succeeded jobs, I need to click on here. So if you want to see only failed jobs, I need to click on here. So if you want to see any jobs which actually succeeded but showed with warnings, okay, so I want to click on here. So if you want to see any jobs which are actually in running still in running stage, I need to click on running. Okay, so queue లో ఉండడం అంటే ఏంటంటే, సపోజ్ ఈ Salesforce Tableau CRM అనేది అట్ ఏ టైం 2 రన్నింగ్ జాబ్స్ మాత్రమే సపోర్ట్ చేస్తాండి, ఓన్లీ 2 రన్నింగ్ జాబ్స్. ఓకే, లెట్ సపోజ్ ఒకే టైం మీరు ఒక 10 జాబ్ కస్టమ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ సింక్రనైజ్ రన్ చేశారనుకోండి, 10 ఒకేసారి రన్నింగ్ స్టేజ్ లోకి రావన్నమాట. ఓకే, సో 2 or 3 థింగ్స్ విల్ బి ఇన్ రన్నింగ్ మోడ్, రెస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది థింగ్స్ విల్ బి ఇన్ క్యూడ్. ఓకే, సో ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ ఫస్ట్ 2 రన్నింగ్ మోడ్ లో కంప్లీట్ అయ్యాయో, సో నెక్స్ట్ అనదర్ 2 or 3 which are actually in queued mode will be coming to this point. Okay, so again will be so all the jobs will not come to running stage as soon as we click on run. Okay, so only 2 things will be in running mode, rest of the things will be in queued mode. Okay, so remember that point. Okay, so that's the job monitor. Okay, so you can actually see the type of jobs. Okay, data sync, okay, file upload, recipe. Okay, so you can actually upload, you can actually see, identify what is the job type. Okay, Okay, so that's the job monitor and data assets. You can actually see the what are the data sets that you have created. Okay, so what are the connected section connected what are the different connected objects that we are having. Okay, so that we can actually see. Live data means even without connections we can actually get certain object records. So staged, it's not needed now, so ignore it. Okay, so recipes, so here we can actually create our own recipes, and we have seen how to create a recipe, and we have seen how to create a filter. So we have seen what are the different transformations. So in recipes we have different transformations like predict missing values, time series forecasting, clustering, bucketing, flatten transformation that we didn't discuss it. Okay, next we will be having substring, uppercase, lowercase, trimming, and we'll be having we can actually create our own formula. So those things we will be having. Did I miss anything? And edit attributes, slice. Okay, so we are having all these things. Okay, so based on our business requirement we need to apply the necessary transformation on the required data. So apart from these things, in recipe we are having the different types of joins like lookup, multi-value lookup, left, right, cross join, inner join, and outer I mean full outer join. Okay, okay, so practice all these things. Okay, so new data app, it's not needed as of now, ignore it. So this is actually came recently. Okay, so new data app is not there prior to this one, so it came very recently, ignore it as of now. Okay, so usage. Okay, so usage will actually tells what is the number of total number of rows that this particular supports. Okay, any number of rows support చేస్తుంది. So how many number of records, rows are nothing but records. Okay, so ఒక data set లో 50,000 records, ఒక data set లో 20,000 records ఉంటాయి. So total 70k records or out of 250k records. Okay, so if you actually reach 250k records count on all your data sets, so then you need to you cannot store more number of records. Okay, remember that point. Okay, so output to Salesforce. Okay, so you can actually push the data to again to Salesforce objects. So you can actually push maximum 0.1 GB per day. Okay, so output to CSV, and you know, like in recipes we can actually output the data to CSV file, and we can actually output 50 GB per day. Okay, so that's a limit. Okay, so how much limit we are having, how much we are actually consuming per day, or how much we have actually consumed so far. So that's what this usage tells. Okay, so prior to this one we actually need to go to the setup settings to see these limits. Okay, now they have actually included in the usage section. Okay, so here in connections. Okay, so SFDC local is nothing but we can actually connect it to the Salesforce local. That's nothing but whatever objects that we are having in object manager. So those will not come automatically to Tableau CRM. We need to connect it to the Tableau CRM here explicitly. Okay, so if you see any object is not present here, see I have very limited objects here. Okay, if you see any objects not present here, but still if you want to use it, so you need to click on SFDC local, and you need to click on edit objects, and you need to select the new object that you would like to link and click on connected. So sorry, see they are not connected. Okay, so you need to select that one and click on select the fields that you want. Okay, so then if you still want to use it, then you need to run the full sync. Okay, so sync run చేయాలండి. ఓకేనా, సో విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ త్రీ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ సింక్స్. ఇక్కడ మనకి త్రీ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ సింక్స్ ఉంటాయండి. ఒకటి వచ్చేసి ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్, వన్ ఇస్ ఫుల్ సింక్, వన్ ఇస్ పీరియాడిక్ సింక్. ఓకే, so three differences very important that I'll come to that. Okay, so before discussing about three different things that we are having, so any doubts so far? Intorke one doubts unnayandi guys, please let me know. Ramya, Uma, Surendranath. ఇంతవరకు ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి? యా, సో ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ మనం కనెక్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత, సో ఇట్ విల్ నాట్, ఇట్స్ డేటా వోంట్ కమ్ టు Tableau CRM. సో ఈవెన్ ఆఫ్టర్ కనెక్టింగ్. ఓకే, so we need to run full sync. Okay, so whenever we connect it for the first time, so we need to run it's a full sync. Okay, now so apart from full sync, we'll be having two more types of syncs, so then that will actually see it. Okay, so let's see, we have three types of syncs: full sync, okay, so period incremental sync, okay, next periodic sync. Okay, so full sync అంటే ఏంటంటే, so we should compulsorily, so ignore my spelling mistakes, I'm very bad at English, so we should compulsorily, this is the spelling mistake. Okay, ignore it. Okay, we should compulsorily run full sync when we add any object for the first time. Okay, remember this point. Okay, so what does this full sync will do? Okay, so it will sync the whole records. Okay, whole records. Okay, whole records to TCRM. Okay, So Salesforce లో ఉన్న రికార్డ్స్ అన్ని ట్యాబ్లు CRM సింక్ చేస్తారండి. దట్స్ ఫస్ట్ పాయింట్. ఓకే. సో ఇఫ్ లెట్ సపోజ్ మనం ఒక ఆబ్జెక్ట్ ఫస్ట్ టైం ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేసాము, మళ్ళీ ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది ఓకేనా. సో సెకండ్ టైం ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేస్తే ఏమవుతుంది అంటే, ఫస్ట్ టైం ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేసామా లేదా అనేది ఇట్ వోంట్ చెక్ ఓకేనా. అగైన్ ఇట్ విల్ సింక్ వెదర్ సి when you run the full sync, whenever we run the full sync, irrespective of whether the sync has already been done or not, it will run it again okay from the scratch. Again it will re-sync the everything. Okay, that's the full sync. Okay, so incremental sync ఏమవుతుందంటే it will sync only the changed records or changes that are done from last previous sync. Okay na, from last previous sync అంటే ఓకే లాస్ట్ సింక్ నుంచి ఇప్పటికి ఏమైతే చేంజెస్ ఉన్నాయో ఆ చేంజెస్ మాత్రమే సింక్ చేస్తుంది. ఓకేనా, అర్థమవుతుందండి. లెట్ సపోజ్ ఫస్ట్ టైం మనం ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేసాము. సో నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఫుల్ సింక్ రన్ చేసిన తర్వాత ఒక అపాజిటరీ రికార్డ్ ని నేను 5 అపాజిటరీ రికార్డ్ స్టేజెస్ మార్చాను అనమాట. ఓకే, సో 5 అపాజిటరీ రికార్డ్స్ యొక్క అమౌంట్ చేంజ్ చేశానండి. ఓకేనా, సో I want if I run incremental sync, only those change records will be synced. Okay, సో ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ మనకి ఏమవుతుందంటే ఓన్లీ చేంజ్ రికార్డ్స్ మాత్రమే సింక్ అవుతుంది కాబట్టి it will run faster. Okay, it will run faster. So compared to full sync. ఓకేనా, ఫుల్ సింక్ కొంచెం ఎక్కువ టైం తీసుకుంటుంది బికాజ్ it will sync from the scratch. ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్ అలా కాదండి, it will sync only the changes. ఓకే, పీరియాడిక్ సింక్ అంటే సో it will do the incremental sync only, but on regular basis. Okay na, regular basis ante so exact time limit the Salesforce didn't specify. So on regular basis it will actually sync the data. Okay, got it. So regular basis మీద మనకి incremental sync run అవడమే periodic sync. Okay, so if you want to know more, see it's common interview question అండి. So if you want to know more about difference, okay, so have full sync, incremental sync, periodic sync. Okay, and analytics. Okay, so this is the basic differences that I have told. So just of this one. Okay, so there are settings actually. So 1 minute. So it's very slow. So if you search for full sync, incremental sync, and these things, okay, so you'll actually get what are the differences. Okay, see incremental, what is the full sync? Okay, so it pulls all records from the Salesforce object and overrides the records from the previous sync. Okay na, so previous sync jarigina jaragapina it doesn't matter, so it will actually resync everything. Okay, that's the full sync. Okay, so incremental sync ఏమవుతుందంటే pulls only new updated soft deleted అంటే సో సాఫ్ట్ డిలీటెడ్ అంటే అర్థం ఏంటంటే సో మనకు 2 types of deletes ఉన్నాయండి. ఓకే, సో one is hard delete and soft delete. ఓకేనా, సో సాఫ్ట్ డిలీట్ అంటే ఏంటంటే ఓకే, so once we delete any records, it will actually push the data, push the deleted records to recycle bin. Recycle bin తెలుసు కదండి, సో దాన్ని సాఫ్ట్ డిలీట్ అంటారు అనమాట. ఓకే, అలా కాకుండా హార్డ్ డిలీట్ అని ఒకటి ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, హార్డ్ డిలీట్ అంటే if you delete the records from recycle bin also. Okay, if you delete the records from recycle bin also then it will call hard delete. Okay, సో సాఫ్ట్ డిలీట్ అంటే సో రీసైకిల్ బిన్ లైక్ మూవ్ అయిన రికార్డ్స్ ఓకేనా, లేదా న్యూలీ క్రియేట్ అయిన రికార్డ్స్ కానీ అప్డేట్ అంటే ఇట్ కెన్ బి వన్స్ వి ఎడిట్ ఎనీ రికార్డ్ అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ అప్డేట్ ఎనీ ఫీల్డ్. ఓకే, సో దోస్ విల్ బి కాల్డ్ అప్డేట్ రికార్డ్స్. ఆ చేంజెస్ మాత్రం మనకి మ్యాచ్ లాస్ట్ ప్రీవియస్ సింక్ నుంచి ఇప్పటికి ఏదైతే చేంజెస్ అయ్యాయో ఆ చేంజెస్ మాత్రం మనకు సింక్ చేస్తాను అనమాట. ఓకే, సో యూజ్ దిస్ మెథడ్ టు రన్ ఫాస్టర్ సింక్స్. ఓకేనా, సో సిన్స్ ఇట్ ఓన్లీ since the changed records or updated records, that's the reason it will actually run faster. Okay, see this note is important. Okay, so incremental sync does not update the records that are excluded through data sync filters. అంటే దీని మీనింగ్ ఏంటంటే మనము డేటా సింక్ చేసేటప్పుడు we can actually apply filters. Okay, remember that point. Okay, do you remember? So you can actually, when we are actually adding any object, let's suppose if you are actually adding any object, so you can actually apply a filter. Okay, data sync filter అంటారు అన్నమాట దాన్ని. So when you write any filter, let's suppose if you write stage not equals to closed one, okay na, అప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే it will actually sync all the records except stage equals to closed one ఉన్న స్టేజెస్ క్లోజ్ వన్ స్టేజ్ తో ఉన్న ఆపర్చునిటీస్ తప్ప మళ్ళీ అన్ని సింక్ చేస్తాను అనమాట. ఓకేనా. సో ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్ అని ఫుల్ సింక్ అని స్టేజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు క్లోజ్ వన్ ఉన్న రికార్డ్స్ సింక్ చేయదనమాట. ఓకే, అర్థమవుతుందా? ఆ ఫిల్టర్ కండిషన్ ప్రకారమే మనకు సింక్ అవుతుందండి. అర్థమవుతుందా అండి? సో ఆర్ యు క్లియర్? సో ఇప్పుడు మనము ఏదైనా ఆబ్జెక్ట్ సింక్ చేసేటప్పుడు యూ కెన్ రైట్ అవర్ ఓన్ ఫిల్టర్. గాట్ ఇట్? అర్థమవుతుందా? ఇక్కడ ఫిల్టర్ రాస్తాం కదా, డేటా సింక్ ఫిల్టర్. సో ఇఫ్ యూ రైట్ సంథింగ్ లైక్ అమౌంట్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 50,000, అమౌంట్ లెస్ దాన్ 50,000 రికార్డ్ సింక్ అవ్వవు, ఇర్రెస్పెక్టివ్ ఆఫ్ వెదర్ యు బేస్ చేసుకుని మిగతా సింక్స్ అన్ని రన్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, ఎందుకంటే వైల్ సింకింగ్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ వి ఆర్ యాక్చువల్లీ రైటింగ్ ద ఫిల్టర్. ఓకే, సో అర్థమవుతుందండి? ఆర్ యు క్లియర్? Guys, please let me know. Okay, so and it doesn't remove the hard deleted records. Okay na. So ఈ ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్ ఏం చేస్తా అంటే మనకు రీసైకిల్ బిన్ లోంచి కూడా డిలీట్ చేసిన రికార్డ్స్ రిమూవ్ చేయదండి. ఓకేనా. సో రీసైకిల్ బిన్ లోంచి రిమూవ్ చేసిన రికార్డ్స్ కూడా వెళ్ళిపోవాలంటే అగైన్ we need to run the full sync. Okay, so remember that point. Okay, got it? Periodic sync అంటే ఏమవుతుందంటే runs an incremental sync. Okay, so periodic sync is nothing but the incremental sync only. Okay, on each schedule sync. Okay na. Also runs full sync on the first sync that happens after Friday. Okay, so ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే సో ఫుల్ సింక్ అనేది ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ గా మనకి ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింకే బట్ బేస్డ్ ఆన్ సర్టన్ టైమ్ జోన్. ఓకే, సో అర్థమవుతుందా? యా, ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ పీరియాడిక్ సింక్ ఇస్ నథింగ్ బట్ ఇంక్రిమెంటల్ సింక్ బట్ ఆన్ రెగ్యులర్ బేసిస్. ఓకే, సో వెన్ యూ యాక్చువల్లీ ట్రై టు రన్ పీరియాడిక్ సింక్, సో ఆన్ ఎవ్రీ ఫ్రైడే 11 PM it will run full sync also. Okay na. So once in a week at 11 PM it will run full sync also. That's the difference between incremental sync and periodic sync and full sync. Okay, again don't get confused and don't say something else in interview. Okay, so get to know about these differences. Okay, again, so incremental sync won't support for these objects. Okay na. So these objects won't support cheyandi. Remember certain basic, you don't need to remember everything. So remember like user role, user territory won't support incremental sync. Okay, remember this one. Okay, Salesforce big objects is a different concept and so that's you don't ignore it. Okay, Salesforce big objects ani just like మనకు Salesforce standard objects custom objects ఎలాగ ఉన్నాయో Salesforce big objects అనే ఒక different concept ఉంది. So that we are not going to into that much depth. Okay, so even if incremental sync is enabled, CRM analytics performs full sync at runtime for these objects. Okay na. So incremental sync enable chesina kuda so ee particular scenarios lo full sync run avutadani. So that's what they are actually telling. Okay, so even when you run incremental sync, so whenever objects perform hard deletes. Okay, so hard delete ante so even from recycle bin lonchi mana records delete chesinappudu manaki full sync run avutadi anamata. Okay, remember that one. Okay, so they are the different conditions. Okay, please go through it. Okay, so next so to ensure all records are updated and include, so there are the different options and so I don't want to go through it now. So when you have free time, please go through it. Okay, next, so you can actually enable data sync and connections. Okay, so what happens if you enable different types of connections, that you can actually go through it. Okay, so remember it guys. I mean arthamavutunda. So what do you mean by different syncs? Okay, arthamavutunda. So we have 3 types of deletes. Okay, so sorry, 3 types of syncs. Okay, incremental, periodic. Okay, are you clear? Okay, so now I'll move further. Okay, so we got about it. Okay, so that's how we can actually sync the data in different ways. Okay, now if you click on it, it will actually take you Analytics Studio. So if you click on manage data flows, it will actually take you to the legacy data flow. Okay, prior to this data flow user interface that we're actually seeing now, prior to this one, so we actually used to have this one. Okay, so ila undedi anamata man data flow anedi ila undedi. Okay, data manager ila undedi, sorry, data manager. Okay, so here so a newly created data manager lo manaki data flows create chese option లేదు అనమాట. ఓకే, సో ఫస్ట్ మనకు క్లియర్ గా ఫస్ట్ రెసిపీస్ రాకముందు ఏముండేదంటే డేటా ఫ్లోస్ ఉండే అనమాట. ఓకే, సో Salesforce is planning to replace data flows with the recipes. Okay, that's the point you need to remember. Okay, so but still we as a developer should know data flows also. It doesn't mean that since future is the recipes actually. So but still we should know the data flows also, because in interviews they will ask about data flows. So let's suppose if you tell that you are actually working from last 2 years or 3 years, so obviously you should know that data flows. They will think that you know about data flows very well. Okay, because recently only recipes came. Okay, prior to that one is that we used to develop all the data sets in data flows only. Okay, so recently the recipes came. Remember this point. Okay, let's suppose how to create a data flow. Okay, so we have seen how to create a recipe. Okay, so and one more common interview question is, what is the difference between data flow and recipe? Okay, data flows ki recipes ki difference ento manaki common ga adugutunna interview question andi. Okay, so now let's come to this point. If you want to create a data flow, you need to come to legacy data manager only. Okay, in new data manager you cannot create a data flow. Remember this point. Okay, so this is the legacy data manager. Here also you can create a recipe, but we cannot create a sorry, in the new one we cannot create data flow. In old one, legacy data manager, you can create both recipes and data flows. Okay, here you can actually see the data sets and live data sets and connected data. And here in connect, you can actually see the SFDC local synced objects. And if you want to create a new connection, you can click with the connectivity data, and you can actually select the new connection and select the different connector. Okay, so remember this. Okay, so now go here. So data flows and recipe section like galandi and click on data flows. Okay, data flows click on. Okay, so here you'll see create data flow option. Okay, click on data flow, give the data flow name like maybe batch 04 TCRM. This is my data flow. Okay, click on create data flow name. Okay, click on create. So this is the user interface of the data flow. Okay, so this is my name. Okay, so I have black. This one is called canvas underneath. So data flow canvas, blank canvas I have, and here I have controls. Okay, I can actually run the data flow just like we run the recipe. I can actually run the data flow, and here I can actually go back to the my previous version of the data flow, just like uh, dashboard lo previous version ki ela aithe veltamo. By clicking on this one you can actually go to the previous version. So this is the preview JSON. Manaki recipes lo ela aithe download JSON and upload JSON undo ikkada మనం preview direct ga ikkada preview cheyొచ్చు anamata, or else we can download the JSON, or else I can actually upload the modified JSON here. Okay, so there are controls that we are having. Okay, so I can actually run the data flow. Okay, so they are the different transformations. Okay, just like we have transformations in a recipe, we have different transformation in data flow also. But you can actually see the common transformations. Like common transformations that will actually see. Okay, see here this one is called as dataset builder. So manamu first terminologies so familiarize avudam. So then we'll actually see what exactly they mean. Okay, so get yourself familiarized with the terminologies first. Okay, so terminologies konచెం కొత్తగా ఉండొచ్చు. So first we get familiarized with them, so then we can know what does that particular transformation mean. Okay, so just read through it. Okay, so along with me, so you in your heart just read through these names. Okay, dataset builder, or else note it down. Okay, SFDC digest, edgemart, append, augment, compute expression, compute relative, dimension to measure, flatten, prediction, filter, slice dataset, update, register, export. Note down these names, or try to remember these things. Okay, so we have update, append, digest, SFDC digest, compute expression, compute relative. Okay, SFDC. Okay, all those things we are having. Okay, so first as an initial step, we'll actually see what do we mean by dataset builder. Okay, so by clicking on here I can directly create the dataset. Okay, so I need to, so let's click on here. Okay, so what is the dataset name? It will actually ask for the first cell. The first step, it will actually ask the what is the dataset name. Okay, so I'll actually try to I would like to create the dataset on lead object or else case object. Okay, so I'll click on case. Okay, so I would like to get case with opportunities. Oh, sorry, case with accounts. Okay, na account అనేది parent object, case అనేది child object అనమాట. So నాకి I will actually try to take case with accounts తీసుకుంటాను. So I'll write case with accounts. Okay, so just like మనకి ఒక అకౌంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ కి మనకి మల్టిపుల్ చైల్డ్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్స్ ఉన్నాయండి. Like contact is a child for account, case actually child, opportunity is actually child, all those child objects. Okay, so as in last class, for while creating a recipe, we actually saw how to create a opportunities with accounts and accounts with opportunities. Okay, so by changing the left and right hands. Okay, now I would like to create cases with accounts. Okay, so this is the data set name. I'll click and continue. Okay, so here this is how the user interface opens. I'm in response. Now I'll actually select the, since I want case as a left node, first I will select the case object. Case. Okay, so see observe here. So std means standard object. Click on here. Okay, so once I click on see case root. Okay, so click on this plus symbol here. So case object nunchi ఏ fields నాకు కావాలో ఆ fields select చేసుకుంటాను అన్నమాట. Case నా ID, case ID is nothing but record ID. Okay, case number is actually type of string. Okay, case origin, it is actually type of pick list. Case reason, what is a pick list type. Okay, so next I will be having company. So next, what are the fields that you would like to have in a final data set, that we can select those things. Okay, so case priority. So case name. So I'll select the necessary fields. Okay, see how case and account are related. Based on lookup, they are actually related. Okay, so I'll select this case subject, sorry, case status and case subject. Okay, so how, if you want to combine it with the account, we need to, what are the, by what field both are combined. Okay, based on account ID. Okay, you need to select the account ID also. Maybe where is that ID? I think I didn't. Okay, seems like I didn't connect account ID in the case object thing. Okay, let's try to connect it. Okay, so in case, this is the case. Try to search for the case, and here, while selecting the columns, seems like I missed one field. Okay, that's called account. Account ID is there. Why it is not showing account ID? Okay, so seems like it won't show the relationships fields. Now I'll also, if you want to associate with the account, then I'll click on the relationships. Okay, I'll click on relationships. Here I will see what are the related objects. Okay, now case related and objects ivanni anamata. Okay, so my contact to account ivanni case related and objects. Then I would like to join with the account. Okay, I need to click on join. Okay, so when I click on join, it will join its related object, that's called account. Okay, I will click on here and I will select the account ID. I'll be having the account type, account number. Okay, so it won't show there, so directly you can go to a relationship and account rating. Okay, annual revenue. Okay, industry. Okay, so what are the fields that you would like to have? Okay, so we can actually select those fields. Okay, any other important field? Billing country. Okay, so there are fields that I would like to have. See, I just selected child object, then I selected the its related objects account. Okay, so there are many other related objects. If you want to select those things also, you can actually select. Okay, so user object is also one of its parent object. Okay, now we'll not go into too much of depth, and I was just selected. Okay, from account I will just selected 10 fields from sorry, case 10, accounts 7. Okay, click on save. Okay, just observe. Okay, na, so visually మనకి schema ఎలా వచ్చిందండి. So just like మనము custom object using schema create చేసేటప్పుడు ఎలా అయితే user interface ఉందో, just like similar to that one we are having here. Okay, so observe these nodes. Okay, I have SFDC digest node, I have SFDC digest node, I have augment node. Okay, సో మనము రెసిపీలో ఎలా అయితే ఆగ్మెంట్ చూసామో సిమిలర్ ఫ్యాషన్ మనకి ఇక్కడ ఆగ్మెంట్ వర్క్ అవుతుంది. ఓకేనా, సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఆగ్మెంట్ నోడ్, బట్ ఇక్కడ యూజర్ ఇంటర్ఫేస్ కొంచెం డిఫరెంట్ గా ఉంది. ఓకేనా, సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద నోడ్ నేమ్ అండ్ దిస్ ద లెఫ్ట్ సోర్స్ అండ్ దిస్ ద లెఫ్ట్ కీ. ఓకేనా, అండ్ దిస్ ద రిలేషన్షిప్. మనకి అక్కడ ఎలా అయితే ప్రిఫిక్స్ వాల్యూ ప్రిఫిక్స్ నేమ్ ఎలా ఉందో ఇక్కడ రిలేషన్షిప్ నేమ్ అనమాట సేమ్. దిస్ ద రైట్ సోర్స్ అండ్ దిస్ ద రైట్ కీ. ఓకేనా, సో అకౌంట్ కేస్ విత్ అకౌంట్ ఎలా ఎలా అసోసియేట్ అయ్యండి. సో కేస్ నుంచి నాకు అకౌంట్ ఐడి వస్తుంది, లెఫ్ట్ కి అకౌంట్ నుంచి ఐడి అనమాట, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ కామన్ ఫీల్డ్. వాట్ ఆర్ దోస్? అకౌంట్ కేస్ నుంచి అకౌంట్ ఐడి, అకౌంట్ నుంచి ఐడి. ఓకే, సో వీ హావ్ జస్ట్ లైక్ మనకు అక్కడ లుక్అప్ మల్టిపుల్ వాల్యూస్, లుక్అప్ సింగిల్ వాల్యూస్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో దట్స్ వాట్ హియర్ ఆల్సో ఐ కెన్ యాక్సెస్ లుక్అప్ సింగిల్ వాల్యూ అండ్ లుక్అప్ మల్టిపుల్ వాల్యూస్. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ ఆగ్మెంట్. ఓకే, క్లిక్ ఆన్ సేవ్. సో ఇక్కడ మనము అక్కడ using connect objects, we have selected the different two objects. Okay, so you can చూడండి, I can actually change the left source and right source. Okay, by clicking on here I can actually change the left source and right source. Okay, rechange చేయొచ్చు అనమాట, అంటే రివర్స్ చేయొచ్చు. Okay, okay, so and this the, see, we need to observe what is SFDC digest. Okay, so SFDC digest ఏమి ఇస్తారంటే, సో Salesforce Tableau CRM sync and objects అని మనకి ఇక్కడ లిస్ట్ వస్తుందండి. ఓకేనా, సో దిస్ ద నోడ్ లేబుల్ అనమాట. సో ప్రతి ఒక్క నోడ్ కి ఒక లేబుల్ ఉంటుంది, and this is the source object. Okay, so what is the source object we are actually fetching? These are the fields that I'm actually trying to fetch it. Okay, if you do not want any field, you can actually click on here. Okay, okay Nandi, so that's what we can actually do. Okay, and these two are I mean joined by augment, single value lookup. Okay, so and we are actually register. Okay, so as register అంటే ఏంటంటే, మనము అక్కడ ఫైనల్ గా అయితే రెసిపీలో ఎలా అయితే ఎస్ఎఫ్డిసి అవుట్పుట్ నోడ్ ఎలా తీసుకుంటామో, ఇక్కడ ఎస్ఎఫ్డిసి రిజిస్టర్ అనమాట. ఓకేనా, ఇఫ్ నో మ్యాటర్ హౌ మెనీ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్స్ దట్ యూ డూ, final transformation will be always SFDC register. Okay, so this is what SFDC register. Okay, so if you do not have this one, but if you still want to register this one, you need to click on here. Okay, so you need to give the node name and source ID, then you need to give the dataset alias and dataset label, and click on ignore security source, sharing source and security predicate ignore as of now. So this is how it will actually create. Okay na, so ఇలా యూజింగ్ dataset build registration create చేయొచ్చు, లేదా మాన్యువల్ గా SFDC digest తీసుకొని అకౌంట్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకొని అగైన్ వన్ మోర్ ఎస్ఎఫ్డిసి టైస్ తీసుకొని మళ్ళీ కేస్ ఆబ్జెక్ట్ తీసుకొని అగైన్ ఆగ్మెంట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ తీసుకొని లెఫ్ట్ నోడ్ రైట్ నోడ్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని అండ్ వీ నీడ్ టు క్లిక్ ఆన్ రిజిస్టర్ అలా అయినా చేయొచ్చు, లేదా డైరెక్ట్ గా యూజ్ చేసే డేటా సెట్ బిల్డర్ ద్వారా మనము డేటా సెట్ క్రియేట్ చేయొచ్చు అనమాట. ఓకేనా, యాజ్ సూన్ యాజ్ వీ గెట్ దిస్ వన్ డేటా సెట్ వోంట్ క్రియేటెడ్. ఓకే, వీ నీడ్ టు అప్డేట్ ద డేటా ఫ్లో. సో వర్షన్ హిస్టరీ కెన్ యాక్చువల్లీ గివ్ యువర్ ఓన్ వర్షన్ హిస్టరీ, click on update data flow, then we need to run it. Okay, if it successfully runs, then only data set will be created. Okay, got it? అర్థమవుతుందండి. సో one job will be running here. Okay, so it is actually syncing the account and case, then once sync is run, so then data flow runs. Okay, see, now it came to running stage. So then once it is done, then data flow will run. So if there is no issue with the data flow, data set will be created with this name. Okay, are you clear guys? అర్థమవుతుందా? So we just explored only data set builder. Okay, so we need to explore all these things. Okay, అంటే కొన్ని దీంట్లో అవసరం లేదు, like update and we don't need to have this prediction. Okay, we don't need to have this one. Okay, so let's let it run. Okay, so run avaniyendi. Okay, so successful batch kuda run అయిపోయింది. So now we'll actually search for this data set. Okay, search for this data set. See, case with accounts created in the today at 8:16 p.m. So 8:16 p.m. is actually not our IST time. It's a user time zone. As per user time zone, it's actually taking. And number of records I am having is 1626 records. Okay, so you can actually explore this one. So if you edit this data set, this is what I have. Editing will take you to this one. Okay, so from this data flow, this data set is getting created, and it actually got saved to a shared app. You can actually change this app to some other app. Okay, location. So you can actually write security predicate on top of it. Security predicate we didn't discuss it yet, we will discuss it later. So this is the number of rows that I am having. So for each and every data set, మనకి ప్రతి ఒక్క డేటా సెట్ కి ఒక XMD ఫైల్ ఉంటుంది. సో యూ కెన్ యాక్చువల్లీ డౌన్లోడ్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సో ఎందుకు XMD ఫైల్ యూజ్ చేసుకుని ఏం మాడిఫై చేయొచ్చు, దట్ విల్ యాక్చువల్లీ సీ ఇట్ లేటర్. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద ఎడిట్ ఆఫ్ ద డేటా సెట్. ఓకే, so if you want to explore it, so you can actually explore it. So exploring will nothing translation of the data. So but we're actually discussing how to get the data from Salesforce object and how to combine it with related objects and how to do different transformations, like how to apply different filters, how to apply how to apply augment. Okay, all those things we can do. Okay, so this is the data set. Okay, this is the data set. So if you want to add any other data set, you can actually add it here also. So if you want to see fields panel, you need to click on this drop down and you need to click on show fields panel. So this is the fields panel. So you can actually hide certain fields. Okay, so you can actually copy API name. Okay, so you can actually create you can actually edit its values. Okay, na values edit cheyandi. So you can actually change its colors also, that you will see. Okay, this is the fields panel. So if you click on this video symbol, you can actually they will actually explain more about it. Okay, explore it. Okay, so these are the numbers. Okay, they are the measures. Okay, measures and the numbers. So they are the text fields. Okay, we didn't take any date fields. That's the reason I'm not able to see any date fields. Okay, so this is a different one. Okay, are you clear on how to create a data set using a data flow? అర్థమైందా అండి? డేటా ఫ్లో యూస్ చేసి ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అర్థమైందా? డేటా సెట్
శివనాథ్
చెప్పండి సురేంద్ర.
ఆగ్మెంట్ అంటే మనకి సంథింగ్ లైక్ జాయింట్స్ లాగా
జస్ట్ లైక్ మనకు ఎలా అయితే మనం గుర్తుందా రెసిపీలో ఎలా అయితే ఆగ్మెంట్ చేస్తామో ఇక్కడ సేమ్ అన్నమాట, సేమ్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ.
ఓకే,
ఇట్స్ నథింగ్ డిఫరెంట్. ఓకే, 1 minute. సో ల్యాప్టాప్ ఛార్జింగ్ గాట్ ఓవర్.
డిఫరెన్స్ ఏమి ఆగ్మెంట్ కి జాయింట్స్ కి?
ఆగ్మెంట్ అంటే నిన్న చూసాం కదండి డిఫరెన్స్, అదే డిఫరెన్స్, నథింగ్ డిఫరెంట్. నిన్న ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేశాను కదా ఆగ్మెంట్ కి లెఫ్ట్ జాయిన్ కి రైట్ జాయిన్ కి డిఫరెన్స్. డేటా ఫ్లో ఉన్న ఆగ్మెంట్ రెసిపీలో ఉన్న ఆగ్మెంట్ డిఫరెంట్ కాదండి, బోత్ ఆర్ సేమ్.
ఓకే
ఓకే, డేటా ఫ్లో లో ఆగ్మెంట్ ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు ఐ మీన్ ఈజ్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ ఈక్వల్స్ టు రెసిపీస్ లో ఉన్న ఆగ్మెంట్. బట్ ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే డేటా ఫ్లోలో మనకి క్రాష్ జాయిన్, ఇన్నర్ జాయిన్ లాంటివి చేయలేము ఓకేనా డేటా ఫ్లోలో, అర్థమవుతుందా? బట్ ఇన్ రెసిపీ వీ కెన్ డూ డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ జాయిన్స్ అలాంగ్ విత్ ద lookup join. There is a difference. Also in a data flow we cannot preview the data. Okay, recipes లో data and preview చేయొచ్చు. Data flow లో data and preview చేయలేం. I mean interviews they will ask in interviews, common interview question is what are the differences between data flow and recipe. So you need to tell like in data flow we cannot preview the data, in recipe we can preview the data. That's the first difference. Okay, అర్థమైందా? In recipe I have different join types. Okay, so cross join, outer join, inner join, left join, right join. Okay, but whereas in data flow I have only augment. That's nothing but a lookup. Okay, I cannot do inner join and all in a data flow. That's one more difference. Okay, inko difference ఏంటంటే recipes లో మనము we can actually output the data to CSV file or to external systems, but data flow lo we cannot output the data to either to CSV file or to external systems. Okay, are you clear? Note down these points and ee points ఖచ్చితంగా note down చేసుకోండి. Again don't come back and ask me like what are the differences between both. Okay, I requested in the first class itself to maintain a running notes. Okay, please note it down. This is the common interview questions. Okay, again end of the training వచ్చేసి interview questions చెప్పండి అని అడగకండి, because in the during the class itself I am actually saying that this is the common interview question. Okay, so if you understand the concepts very clearly, I mean clearly, then there is no point of mugging up the question and answers. Okay, mugging up the question and answers won't help in long run. Okay, so remember that point. Okay, so I have seen people after completing all the training they will come and again ask what are interview questions. Okay, there is no point of learning interview questions when you don't understand the different basic concept. Like, let's suppose example, if you do not know what are the different types of things available and what are the differences among them, and if I tell like what are the differences between full sync and incremental sync, and will mug it up. Okay, and again if they ask about periodic sync, then you cannot answer. Okay, so remember that point. Okay, learn the concept and don't ask me interview questions. Learn the concepts and practice the trial mixes. Okay, so I hope you'll practice, you'll follow my words. Okay, so this is how we can actually create the data set using data flow. Now let's move further. So is the data flow. Okay, so now if you want to apply any filter on this one. Okay, so let's suppose I have case, this is my case data. Where is that? This is my case data, and I will group it by some or other so 1 minute. So 1 minute guys. Okay, so ఇక్కడ నాకు high priority ఉన్న cases 99 ఉన్నాయి, low priority 1k, so medium priority 503 ఉన్నాయి. Okay, so నా రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏంటంటే, సో I don't want ఈ ఫైనల్ డేటా సెట్ లో I don't want to see low priority ఉన్న cases. I don't want to see. Okay, I don't want to see. Okay na, so I have two ways. Okay na, so I can apply filter here, data set లో filter apply చేయొచ్చు. అదర్వైజ్ అసలు నాకు డేటా సెట్ లోకి రానే రాకూడదు, ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు సీ డేటా సెట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. ఓకేనా, ఇక్కడ ఫిల్టర్ అప్లై చేసామనుకోండి, డేటా సెట్ లో మొత్తం డేటా ఉంటుంది, బట్ ఏ లెన్సెస్ లో మాత్రమే డేటా ఫిల్టర్ అవుతుంది. బట్ నా రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఏంటంటే, వాట్ ఈస్ మై రిక్వైర్మెంట్ హియర్ ఇస్ ఐ డోంట్ వాంట్ టు గెట్ ద డేటా ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్ టు ద డేటా సెట్. లో ప్రియారిటీ ఉన్న కేసెస్ నాకు డేటా సెట్ లోకి రాకూడదు. ఓకేనా, I would like to remove. I don't want to get 1024 records to my data set. Okay, at that time in the data sets itself, I need to apply filter functionality where I need to write priority not equals to low. Then it will actually exclude those case records whose priority is low. So how to apply the filter? Okay, click on this filter condition here. So you need to, for each and every node, this is a filter transformations also. People will call sometimes transformation also. Okay, and some people will call it as filter node also. Don't get confused. Okay, so I'll give this one name as filter low priority cases. Okay, so this is just node name. You can give anything, meaning any meaningful name. Okay, so ekkada nee filter apply cheyalanuntunnante, so I would like to apply maybe here before augmenting itself I can actually apply, or else after augment also I can actually apply. It's up to you. Okay, so if you would like to apply before augment, then you need to case. Okay, if you would like to apply after augment, then you need to give source as augment and augment underscore case account. Okay, so I'll give filter low priority cases. Okay, so I'll apply augment as source as augment underscore case underscore account, then I'll select the case. So here I need to write. Okay, so this is the example. Okay, చూడండి ప్లేస్ హోల్డర్ లోనే మనకు ఒక ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇచ్చాడు అనమాట. చెక్ యూజ్ ద చెక్ బాక్స్ యూజ్ SQL రైట్ నౌ ప్రియారిటీ. ఓకేనా, ఇక్కడ చూడండి. సో ప్రియారిటీ అనే ఫీల్డ్ లో APNM తీసుకోవాలండి. ఓకేనా, నాట్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు లో. ఓకేనా, సో ప్రియారిటీ APNM. సపోజ్ కొన్ని కస్టమ్ ఫీల్డ్స్ అండర్స్కోర్ C ఉంటది. So you need to take the exact APNM. Okay, if you are not sure about APNM, go to its object manager and open the case and go to the priority and copy that APNM. Okay, field name. Okay, so I remember like this is the APNM, so I am directly writing. So priority PRIORIT. Okay, not equals to low. So it will actually take all the records except not equals to low. Okay, na low no మాత్రమే exclude అవుతాయి. Okay, can create. చూడండి, సో ఇక్కడ మనకు కొత్త నోడ్ క్రియేట్ అయింది అనమాట. సో ఈ నోడ్ ని మనం దీంతో జాయిన్ చేయాలి. ఓకేనా, సో అప్పుడు ఈ ఎగ్జిస్టింగ్ జాయిన్ వెళ్ళిపోయి, సో దీంతో ఇక్కడ చూడండి దేర్ ఆర్ 2 ways. ఓకేనా, సోర్స్ నోడ్ ఇప్పుడు దేనికి ఉందండి, సోర్స్ నోడ్ SFD రిజిస్టర్ లో కేస్ ఆగ్మెంట్ అండర్స్కోర్ కేస్ అకౌంట్ ఉందా, అలా కాకుండా సో దేర్ ఆర్ 2 ways. యూ కెన్ యాక్చువల్లీ డ్రాగ్ అండ్ డ్రాప్ టు దిస్ వన్, ఆర్ ఎల్స్ యూ కెన్ క్లిక్ ఆన్ హియర్ అండ్ యూ కెన్ చేంజ్ ద source node to this one. Okay, can apply. See, automatically it came like this. Now you just click on update. So if there is an issue or if there is any error in my filter condition, it will actually fail. My job will fail. Otherwise, if there is no error, it will run successfully. So now my data set, if it runs successfully, my data set cases with accounts will have all the cases records except the one whose priority is low. Okay, na low priority ఉన్న cases మాత్రం లేకుండా మళ్ళీ మిగిలినవన్నీ ఉంటాయి. చూడండి, సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా రన్ అయింది. Now you come here and try to refresh. Okay, na refresh చేసి మళ్ళీ you just group it by the priority. Now you should not have the low priority cases records. So now you just group it by priority. See, you can do grouping by in compare tables also. It's up to you. In compare tables, you will see the numbers. See, I don't see low priority cases. Are you clear? If you switch to compare tables also, you can see the you will see it in numbers. See, high priority. Got it? Are you clear so far, guys? Arthamainda? Hello, yes, please respond. Yeah, so here yeah, thanks for your response. I need that response. Okay, so you can write your own conditions, not only on priority, on any filter you can write your own conditions. Okay, so you can write and condition betty, so you can write and amount maybe escalated equals to not equal to true ఇచ్చామంటే, so maybe but suppose opportunity మీద తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, stage equals to closed one and opportunity amount is greater than 50,000 అని రాసాం అనుకోండి. ఇట్స్ అప్ టు బేస్ కండిషన్స్ అండి. మనం వేర్ కండిషన్ ఎలా రాస్తామో సో అలాగే మనం ఇక్కడ డిఫరెంట్ కండిషన్స్ రాసుకోవచ్చు. ఓకేనా, బట్ మెయిన్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఏంటంటే సో మనం అండ్ ఆర్ వాడాలి. ఓకే, సపోజ్ నేను అపార్చునిటీ అమౌంట్ విత్ అకౌంట్స్ తీసుకున్నాను అనుకోండి, ఐ వాంట్ ఓన్లీ ఆపర్చునిటీస్ హూ స్టేజ్ ఈక్వల్స్ టు closed one and opportunity amount greater than equals to 50,000 ఉన్నాయి అనుకోండి. సో I need to write condition something like that. Okay, stage equals to closed one. Okay, and amount greater than 50,000 ఇచ్చారనుకోండి. సో ఇప్పుడు ఏమవుతుందంటే సో ఏ ఆపర్చునిటీ స్టేజెస్ అయితే క్లోజ్డ్ వన్ ఉండాలి అండ్ వాటి యొక్క అమౌంట్ గ్రేటర్ దాన్ 50,000 ఉన్న రికార్డ్స్ మాత్రమే మనకి ఫైనల్ డేటా సెట్ లోకి వెళ్తాయి అనమాట. సో ఇలా మల్టిపుల్ కండిషన్స్ రాసేటప్పుడు అండ్ అని రాయాలి, లేకపోతే ఆర్ అని రాయాలి. ఓకేనా, సో అండ్కి ఆర్కి డిఫరెన్స్ మనం ఇంతకు ముందే చూసాం అనమాట. ఓకే, సో ఐ హోప్ యు ఆర్ క్లియర్, యూ డోంట్ హ్యావ్ ఎనీ డౌట్స్ ఆన్ అండ్ ఆర్ కండిషన్స్. ఓకే, సో దట్స్ హౌ యూ కెన్ యాక్చువల్లీ యూజ్ ద filter transformation. Okay, this is the filter transformation. See, filter and is the augment. Okay, so augment, so we'll be having left node, right node, left key and right key, and this is the prefix value that will be added to the right table values. Okay, that's what the filter condition. Okay, and we have seen what is SFDC digest, and we have seen what is augment, and we have seen what is the filter. Okay, now we can actually create our own compute expression field is actually one. We can write our own formulas. Okay, so I think it's too much for today. Okay, na? Is it enough for today's class, or shall I continue with the compute expression or computer related? Just please respond, is it enough for today? Yeah, others? Yeah, okay, so we need to explore about compute expression, compute relative, dimension to measure, so flatten transformation, so edge mart, append. You need to explore all these things. Okay, digest, explore all these things. Then see, we can actually download this one, and so we can actually download, so you can actually preview the JSON. This is the JSON file, and you can actually download the JSON, and you can actually modify your node names. Okay, and you can actually re-upload it, and you can actually run it. Okay, so I feel that's it for this is enough for today. So we'll actually